We are here on the other side of fear. How are we? We are feeling down and not feeling ourselves, huh? We're just letting ourselves be who we are. We're not doing anything much more, just sitting here thinking, get a whole imagination in your mind, a whole world that's so perfect. I feel so free. It's so happy there. You don't want to leave it. But then it gets boring. And then you gotta spice it up. And then it gets boring. And then you gotta spice it up again. And then you get boring. And then you gotta spice it up again. And then you act it out. And then it gets boring. And then it gets the feeling. And then it gets boring. And then it comes escape point. And then it gets boring. And it keeps repeating. Why? And then until you find another new happy imagination place. Did you know how everything is in a cycle? How everything's turned out to be in a cycle, system, all the same. Like this, for instance, females and males. So a female hold her diaper bag forever. She always gotta have her diapers in there. A male, he don't have to worry about that. All he have to worry about is his wallet. And that's how we was raised, to constantly have a diaper bag on us, a bag, or that they call it a purse. To constantly have it on us, to have our sanitary napkins and stuff, because we bleed. It's like an ongoing cycle that we have to learn how to break. We have to learn ourselves again. And while we in this state of mind, and you have to realize that you put yourself there because you let people get into your boat and sink you down low, that you don't feel like to even bother to get up anymore. You don't want to do anything anymore. Just that world in your head is just so perfect. But in reality, it's not even there. It's not even real. It's just a glimmer of hope and happiness, hoping that it be like that. And then when you go out and try, it just falls crumbling. And it hurts so bad, like, damn, I don't want to try this shit. It's just your imagination running away with you. And you have to understand that when it runs with you, because that is you creating your world. You just have to put it out there. What do we do to make ourselves like this? We let things get to us so much that it just become useless. We become useless to ourselves. We throw ourselves away at ourselves. We take ourselves for granted. And all ourselves is waiting for us to build out that plan in your head that you've been looking at all day. That movie you've been staring at all day. That moment when we don't realize what we're doing to ourselves too. It's like all of a sudden we this one point in our life, but all of a sudden we're in another point in our life. And sometimes our biggest escape is school or the institution that we go to every day. And our happy lunch, like your happy lunch is. You got that favorite lunch you always want to go to. It always happens on that one particular day. You want it so bad. But then you have to realize that is yourself wanting yourself so bad. To be one with yourself again. To go out and be yourself. A lot of us don't want to be alone because we don't want to be alone with our pain and stuff. We don't want to heal that. We're afraid to unwind to ourselves. So we constantly stay in the toxicity of things because we are toxic to ourselves. So we think that is the love that we need. That is what we need at this moment because we are afraid to be alone. We let our stupidity take over us. Like, once you figure out how to be alone, it becomes so dangerously to people to come to you and tell you that, we would have worked out, but you just want to be this and stuff. And then you have to realize that no, you're full of lies and bullshit. A bag of hoopla and unnecessary things. And we just don't understand it. We don't understand. Why don't we understand this? That learning to accept ourselves is the greatest thing we could ever do for ourselves. It's the greatest thing to ever accomplish. Why are you in that? Why is that? How did you get to this? I don't know how we got to these points in our lives, how we became this. We never know how we become things. We just become it. Is it our world that we created so in our minds so much that we drunk from our own poison? That we accept the things that we don't really want. We just accept it because that is what it is at that moment. What is it that we do to ourselves every day? How do we live every moment of our lives knowing that we could do better than what we're doing now? But we don't. We just accept what it is because it feels safe. And sometimes that safety bubble and comfort zone isn't good for you. It is the ultimate liftness is what you need. That everything, your mind, body, and soul is just feeling it on. But you ask yourself in anger, when would that happen? We don't know. We just hope for it. Shit. Maybe it's just things that we don't really get. We never know what we really get. We live each day as it is and just knowing some things things will never turn out to be as the things that we have not had. Knowing that the things that it is and what it is. Sometimes in life, we don't know what it is. And then we look back on it. You ever look back on something and like, man, I should have did this, why I should have did that, why I should have, and all that shoulda, all that shit. That's what it is, shit, shoulda. You didn't do it, so let it go. It's weighing on you, honey child. Sometimes in life we can't get a second chance at things. And we just have to face the fact. Sometimes we just have to face it. Just accept it as it is. You don't never know things. It's just imaginations. Just our thoughts. Keeping us afloat. And sometimes things ain't always what we think it is. It could be better. It could be worse. It could be Mal. Maybe like Chicago Mal songs. Or maybe like somebody else Mal songs that ain't so good. How can it be? How could we know? We never know. We just hoping that we know. Sometimes we wish we would have took another road. Like, maybe I should just did that instead of bouncing down. Like, you know, sometimes I wonder, like, I should have just did what I should have done. Like, I should have did it. But maybe I wasn't supposed to do it, but and you're like, man, I wish I would have did that. Probably been better off in life. Something in my eye. The fuck is in my eye? Oh shit. Sorry about that. Motherfucker. It's not coming out. Sometimes we don't know what the outcome might be. We don't know the full details, but you know enough details to say, like, shit, I should have just fucking took that path. Why didn't I do it? Now that you didn't do it, you in another state, and then someone keep telling you, oh, you would have been in the worst place off. You would have been in the worst place off. And all you thinking, like, what is worse than this? And that's all you be thinking in your head. What is worse than this? And people think different. Like, you have to look at all the possibilities of the worstness. And you don't know what the worstness is. You don't know what the worstness is. And everybody tells you that. And you're trying to to understand it. Like, and you trying to understand. What's the worst thing you can be in? What's the worst state you can be in your life? You don't know at all. So we can say at this point in our life we are in a worse spot. Can it get better? Maybe. Hopefully. It's up to you. We don't know. What can we do? How can we do it? Sometimes you do need help. But every time you try to get help, the people that you ever have shadow just like, they just shouting over you, telling you this and that. They give you a little bit of that, and then when you really need help, you don't get it. And it just seems useless. And then the shadow keep calling you back, and you're like, no. Because it's so useless to do things. It's so useless. It's so useless. It's so useless. Sometimes you have to tell yourself. Like, if you go back there, you remember what happened. If you do that, you remember what happened. And always end up in the same predicament. Every time you do something and you go back to what had made you back in this predicament. Why you keep ending up in this predicament? Why do we keep ending up in the same predicament? You keep asking yourself that. And you don't know why. And you just trying to hold on to some type of hope, but it's just nothing. You don't know. Just a hollow wall at this moment. And you're trying to figure it out. We shall surprise this. We shall get out of this. When you're at your darkest moments, those are your lightest moments. When you're at your lightest moments, those are your darkest moments. When you are shining and feeling as happy as you can be, cherish those moments. And always remember, because if you always go back in time, you will never be wise. The Great Lake, yeah. So, always be the kind person, but don't let no one fuck over you. Always be that listening ear, because you might need that listening ear one day. And always love yourself. And thank thee for watching Thy Joy of Awakening. Stay time. Kelly L. Love thee.